Good damn morning, Americans. Jericho Green here with you once again today. I'm going to give you an update on the Moms for Housing bullshit in Oakland. And we're going to talk about that Second Amendment rally in VA. But first, I want to give you guys an update on my gun situation, my Family Protection Act. So the Glock that I wanted, the beautiful Glock 19 that I wanted to make a part of my family, is no longer on sale. Because people have been hitting me up, what's going on with that, what's going on with this. I'll let you know. The Glock that I wanted is no longer on sale, so I got to come up with a couple $100 extra to get it. No big deal. I will set aside some shekels until I reach my aforementioned goal. But just to let you guys know what's going on, this is still a top priority for me. So, Moms for Housing in Oakland. Well, people, there's been an update. This is no shocker. This is how this shit goes. This is common practice. This is par for the course when you're dealing with guilt-ridden white liberals and their favorite project, black folks. So these moms, in case you don't know, there's 4 moms with children. One of them I know has 2 at least. So they squatted in this abandoned house. It had been abandoned for 2 years. They figured we're homeless. Their version of homeless, whatever that means. So we're going to go ahead and set up shop in this house with our kids. 4 moms and their children in this house that does not belong to them. So the house was sold recently. The company that purchased it, they buy houses at a low price, flip them and sell them for a high price. Sounds like business to me. So they caught wind of it and said, you ladies have to go. And you know what? Since we're sympathetic to your situation, we will pay for 2 months rent for you to stay somewhere else or in a shelter or somewhere. They offered to pay for them to stay somewhere for 2 months. The lady said, nope. They said, that's not enough. We're going to stay here because we're homeless and shit and we're victims and you can't touch us. So they did that. Went to a judge. The judge said, nope, you have no legal right to be here, ladies. You gotta go. They wouldn't go. So what happens when you won't leave someone's property? They call the police. Now the police, knowing what a high profile situation this was, we are in 2020, people. We're knee deep in 2020. These are people of color, so the evil law enforcement must tread lightly. So they came out in force. They've evicted people before. They know there were a lot of people around. They didn't know what could kick off. So they came prepared. I think they had a SWAT vehicle. Some of them had riot gear on, and they're like, oh, it's like a military. Shut your mouth. If you got out of there when the judge told you to get out of there, they wouldn't have brought the military to come get you. So the cops show up, they arrest 2 of the women and 2 of their supporters. There's a big old group of people out there with signs and shit protesting these women being kicked out of the house that they don't own. So now the company has been in discussions with the governor of California and the mayor of Oakland. So hold on a second. Because of these 4 dummies didn't want to leave a property they didn't own, since they were trespassing, and they're women of color, and they have kids who the public seems to care more about these kids than these stupid ass women do, because why would you have your kids living in a home that's vacant? I'm guessing since nobody lived there, no electricity, no water. So now, since the company has been under scrutiny, under fire, they've been in talks with the governor. How does this, we'll get to that in a second. The mayor of a major American city, how does this come across her desk? This is an open shut case of trespassing. How did it come across the mayor of Oakland's desk? And like I mentioned in the first video I did about this, She said that she was shocked at the show of force by the sheriff's department. Way to back up your law enforcement, stupid. So this bullshit makes it across the mayor's desk. Virtue signaling at its finest. So from there, it goes to the governor of California. Hold up. We have places like Needles and Shit, California, formerly known as San Francisco. Fires, no electricity, poor education, shitty infrastructure, and one of the worst education systems in the country. But you have time to talk to some company that flips houses because they kicked 4 trespassers and their kids out. What kind of dumb shit is this? So since they were under pressure, they talked to the mayor and they talked to the governor. Now they're going to let these 4 idiots buy the house. Now it's going to be theirs. Now, if they didn't have money to find somewhere to stay, do you think they have money to buy a house for multiple hundreds of thousands of dollars? Probably not. But don't you worry. Don't worry your pretty little head, Americans. They'll be taken care of. This is what the guilt-ridden white liberal lives for. Do you know how many pats on the back they're going to get for doing this? Because you know what's going to happen. I'm surprised they haven't been on Ellen already. I'm surprised Ellen hasn't been like, you know what? We heard your story. We're so sorry that happened to you. So we're going to buy minivans for you all. And we're going to fully furnish your house and send you to Disneyland while the house is being refurnished. And a new wardrobe and toys for the kids because you guys didn't have anything for Christmas. You know that's going to happen. You know some group, some celebrity, some empty-headed dumbass is going to take this as an opportunity to virtue signal above all other virtue signalers. If that's a word, it is now. These women are going to get hooked up, top to bottom. There'll probably be somebody that says, hey, I own a business, blah, blah, blah. Here's some jobs for you. What does that show people? What does that teach those kids? You cry loud enough and throw a tantrum long enough, you will get what you want. Somebody will come and save you. Don't get it on your own. Don't work hard. Don't make good decisions. Don't make sacrifice. Do what you want, stumble through life, make tons of mistakes because there's no consequences. Those people went to jail and got bailed out. They didn't pay for anything. This is all being taken care of through the bank of white liberalism. They'll foot the bill. Don't worry about it. Instead of someone saying, look, you shouldn't have had kids until you could secure housing. You shouldn't have had kids until you got married. I know. How crazy is that? Because when you get married, you have a husband. When you have a husband, you have another stream of income. Kind of hard to be homeless when you have 2 good incomes. 2 people working together toward raising their kids and making money. That would have kept you out of this situation all together. But don't worry, you screw up, you do dumb shit, don't worry about it. We'll take care of you. We'll save you. It's like my son, my 4-year-old son. He'll be standing on something, and if I'm standing next to him, he'll just jump. No fear of consequence, no fear of injury. He just jumps. Why? Because he knows I will catch him. He knows. Because I catch him every time. So that's what's going on with these morons, these mouth-breathing dumbasses. Now, I'm not saying I like everything that comes out of China, but that one-child policy, now we can flip it, we can modify it. I wouldn't say one-child policy, but I do like the screening process. Because if you're this stupid, if you're this void of wanting to work hard and make good decisions, there needs to be a screening process before you can have a baby. I wish, of course that'll never happen, but wouldn't that be nice? Instead of dumbasses like this creating kids and putting them in messed up situations. Like I said before, they had kids out there. You're supposed to be in school. They're out there chanting those bullshit sayings of theirs, barbecuing, listening to music. What the hell? Brainwashing the next generation to be a bunch of dumb victims that need to be saved. They get the help. I'm not even going to go into it, but you know damn good and well what would have happened if those were forefathers. You never would have heard about it. The police would have came in, tear gassed those fools, hog time, and threw their ass in jail. Case closed. Another thing I want to talk about was that Second Amendment rally in Virginia. So, and it for a second, it tripped me out till I realized how close Virginia is to D.C., but it gave me a moment of pause when I saw, damn, the governor of Virginia is a Democrat? I figured it would have been Republican. Anyway, so the governor is saying that they want to enact a red flag law, which means law enforcement and other people of authority can block you from buying guns or take your guns if you present yourself to be mentally unfit, if you have, or if you show yourself to be a danger to yourself and others. But that leaves a lot of gray area and a lot of wiggle room for these people of authority. And like who, so is it like you have to be evaluated first before they do this? Or if your family calls, because that's another thing, your family members or friends can bring this to their attention. Now, are there cases like this who should be handled this way? Yeah. I'm sure there's somebody who knows someone who's a little off, who's prone to violence, who could hurt themselves or others. Should they have a gun? Hell no. Duh. But this rally was proof that the overwhelming majority of gun owners don't want to hurt themselves or others, will not hurt themselves or others with their guns. They like guns, they want guns, they use them for protection. I don't care if you stand upside down, butt naked with a bowl of Fruit Loops and shoot your gun into the mountainside. It doesn't matter. It's your gun. You can have it for whatever reason you want. But they want to push through the red flag law. I think it's SB 240. So they had a rally yesterday. Thousands, some would say, I read tens of thousands of people were out there outside of the state capitol rallying in protest of this red flag bullshit. Most people, from what I saw, had guns on them. They had those big, scary, black, ugly AR-15s, those dangerous black AR-15s. Now, people who own AR-15s, because remember, you heard that sad-looking dickhead, remember Beto O'Rourke? And there's others that say that we don't need these weapons of war. They're not weapons of war, idiot. They're not an M16 or an M4 or a SAW. They're AR-15. I know they look sleek and tactical and dangerous, but it's just like another hunting rifle. It just looks cool. Shame on Armalite for designing a cool-looking gun. But if that's the case, if these are weapons of war, then how come no one got shot yesterday? There were no misfires, no mass shootings, and here's the cherry on top. You ready? They cleaned up after themselves. They didn't leave a bunch of trash on the ground that looks like a garbage truck flipped over. They cleaned up after themselves because they care about the environment. You got these dumbasses believing in this climate change bullshit, and when they have a rally, it looks like a landfill when they leave. These people cleaned up after themselves and protested peacefully, just like peacefully, peacefully, just like our Constitution allows, with their big scary black AR-15s. You ain't dating my daughter. Like, what the hell is going on here? You can't do this to people, but apparently maybe you can, because despite that rally, the Virginia government is still trying to push that through. Because apparently we're just a nuisance to them. You know, get away from me. You're not my boss. You didn't put me here. You didn't vote me in. Okay, yeah, you did, but I don't give a shit because I'm in here. I have power and I'm going to use it against you. See that right there? Those overpaid, corrupt, empty suit pieces of dog shit, and no offense to any pieces of dog shit that might be watching. They should have looked out that window and said, oh, we can't do this, because obviously the people, my people, our people don't want it. So let's put this up for a vote. Let's use the V word. Let's let them vote. The people who are going to be under this law, who are going to be governed by this law, let them vote on it. Not just do whatever the hell you want to do, or do whatever the hell your string pullers tell you to do. Man, good luck to you, Virginia. Because if they can get away with this shit in Virginia, they can get away with it anywhere. I'm in California. I've already lost all hope. I might get arrested for saying AR-15 in California. There's some bullshit, man. Something needs to give. If people, obviously the people of Virginia want to be able to have whatever guns they want. They're not going to hurt anybody unless somebody tries to hurt them. And that's what guns are for. Man, oh man. You know what time it is, people. If it's Wednesday to you, it's Monday to me. So let me hop in this damn rat race. Oh, and shout out to Sherry. Sherry in Georgia. She is a very nice lady. She sent a donation through PayPal, be like Sherry, and she wrote me an email. She said she's an older woman, you know, a grandma, and she likes my videos, but she has to turn them down sometimes because of the F-bombs. So look, Sherry, I did a video without an F-bomb. Will it happen again? I don't know. I'm not making any promises, but I told you I would try. I did it, Sherry. But let me get out of here and hop in this rat race. But you know how it goes. I try to be done with the left, but they just won't let me. Please subscribe. Hit that notification bell, because every time it rings, a piece of shit liberal cries. Utilize the PayPal link and the Teespring link to get your green gear. I am Jericho Green. Man, I'm out.